But there is someone in the Capitol who is trying to keep the vaccine injured safe. And we're so surprised that he's made his way back. So we're so excited to have him. But, I was under the impression that Ron Johnson, his relentless focus lately, it seemed like it was on Hunter Biden's laptop. But apparently, so far this year, our senior senator has made it clear just how much of a focus he plans to put on the vaccine and reported instances of injuries resulting from it. And he's taking stances that are at odds with the medical community that, experts have called misinformation. But here to talk more about it is totally, definitely not an impersonator, but the actual Ron Johnson. Welcome to the show, Senator.
Kristen, it's great to be here with you again. I love that, in your intro that they pronounce your last name, Kristen Bry, because I didn't know how to say it. We call you Kristen Lai, where in my parts in Green Bay and the areas of the Fox Valley. So, it syncs up nicely with that. I am here. Surprise, surprise. Thanks for nothing to you and to the fine folks who listen to your shows. Because Wisconsin families, they put their ballots in and they said, we want that guy back. So here I am. I'm here to represent you all.
That's true. That's true. You did win and you are back and you have a new focus, which, I was a little surprised, Senator, to hear that you advocating for the vaccine injured is the only reason you ran again. Is that really the only reason you ran again?
Yes, thanks for clearing that up. I think a lot of people would look and say, this guy's running because he's trying to hunt down Hunter Biden's laptop, or, he's out there running for Russian interests or big business interests. The Koch brothers gave him a lot of money and he signed a contract and they have naked pictures of him. A lot of people are saying those things, but I'm here to tell you that, I'm an advocate for the vaccine injured. And a lot of people say that, the vaccine injured that's fake news, that people are making that up. And if that's true, then why did I cry when that needle went in my arm?
I don't know, Senator.
Well, I'll tell you what, you said, what are the injuries? People have been talking about this. People are talking, you go to your supermarket, you go to your local Piggly Wiggly, your Culver's, and this is what people in Wisconsin want to know. What are the injuries that people have gotten when they go out and get their vaccine? And I've heard numerous things. People have had, dark pee. I've seen people have shorter eyelids. I think some of the folks have larger ears is something I'm seeing or hearing a lot about. Some people have looked at me and said, gosh, is that guy sick? Because he's kind of a turkey neck looking individual. But look no further than your own governor. If you want to say, what does a vaccine injured person look like? Well, he's addicted to ice cream and he looks like a scarecrow. So I mean, those are some dead giveaways that you might have, the vaccine injury. So I'm out here advocating not just for the people like him, but the regular Wisconsin families who maybe just want to have a regular life, only eating sweet corn and hanging out with cows, right? That's what we do in Wisconsin. But, you can't do that when you've lost your sense of taste, or, you're somebody who now has to walk around with one arm because somebody put a needle in one of your arms. I talked to a family in the Fox Valley, speaking of taste, where they got the vaccine and they lost their sense of taste so bad that they actually enjoyed the Rihanna performance at halftime of the Super Bowl. So, I mean, these are sad times for people in Wisconsin.
Totally real, completely legitimate, not an impersonator, Senator Ron Johnson.
Handsome.
Okay.
Very handsome.
The VAERS reporting. You get a lot of your information about these alleged vaccine injuries from this VAERS report, which is, as I understand, people can report to this, but none of those claims are vetted. So none of those claims have actually been chased down to find out if they're true.
And that's the thing. I don't like chasing things. I think that's for dogs that are on the loose. I don't like things that are vetted. I don't take my dog to the vet because you know what they have there? More needles. So if that's what you want, If you want somebody who's going to take their dog in and spend all their time doing that, then go ahead and, send your vote to the Democrat leftist liberals. And I mean, that's why they're so extreme and leftists, because they're getting that jab and it's making them crazy. One of the things I've heard people say that, they've got the vaccine, and this has happened to me, where you get the vaccine and then you just start saying things that you don't mean, like you're going to take away Social Security, or, that you are hanging out with Russian oligarchs. Those are things that, just the microchips in the vaccine might make you say, but that's not to say that those claims are incorrect.
So since you brought it up, Senator, you mentioned Social Security. I mean, is that something that you, on the record, is that something you want to eliminate?
There's lots of social things we should eliminate. I'll tell you what, social studies. I'm not a fan of social studies. I'm not a fan of social media because that's where those lies are coming out. Kids should grow up in an environment where they can't point out where Dubuque is on a map, and they don't have to, log into Facebook to make a friend. So actually, I think most things that are social should be, removed other than social gatherings. I'd love to be invited to one this year. That's one of my goals, is to be invited one stateside and not in Moscow, just to attend and maybe make a friend. But Social Security is a massively bloated system that needs to be overhauled. I think Wisconsin families would agree with me that helping people to live with dignity and to be able to exist within the state is not something we're interested in. Okay, we can move that money around and we can give people the chance to do more effective things with their money. One of those things might be prosecuting Fauci. I think that number one, part of this has to do with the fact that he was the one jabbing the needle in people. He gave me my vaccine. I should admit that. And I think it made me shorter. I think there's either his blood's in it or there's something in there that made me less tall.
That's the first side effect I've ever heard of that. And this is the last question before we let you go, Senator, because I know you're on a very tight schedule, but there's been a lot of these unidentified flying objects flying around. And so as someone who is, on the inside, can you give us any information to the people of Wisconsin?
Yeah, I'm glad you said on the inside, because I am on the inside. Okay, I've been inside an alien craft. Okay, and I'll vet that. That's something I'm gonna vet. When you guys are out here talking about, the roads are tough, and here are some issues in Wisconsin like election maps. Well, talk to me when you get inside an alien spaceship and actually talk to an alien. Okay, because that's something that I'm interested in. Because that's what Wisconsin families want to know. What's going on inside with those little guys? What are they up to? Why are they spying on us? I heard that they were up there in Door County. What's an alien doing in Door County? Is he spying on Al Johnson? Is that what he's doing? Because if he gets abducted, this whole thing goes south. All right. That's a cornerstone, a pillar in our state. Okay. So I'm here to protect him. Those goats on the roof of that building, the aliens aren't going to get them. And I tell you what, if you see an alien, you tell them to come talk to me, and we'll see if we can't get Hunter Biden's laptop unlocked.
All right. Well, Senator, that was something. We're so happy that you made time to, once again, trusted us to come back to the show. So thank you for your insight and your service, Senator.
Absolutely.
All right. That was totally the Senator. It was not comedian Ryan Mason reprising his impersonation of Ron Johnson. Ryan, as always.
What an unfortunate thing to I remember when he was reelected, I was like, am I going to have to keep doing this silly voice forever?
You set yourself up. So for anyone who was not listening the last time you were on, Ryan and I first met at the Roast of Milwaukee last fall, where he did his set as Ron Johnson, which was before, this was in October. So it was, a month before the election. And it was so spot on that we had to invite him on the show where he did it on the radio. And then as this story broke, I was like, hey, Ryan, you want to come back and do it again?
Anytime he opens his mouth, you call me, because he's so rife for parody now, because everything he's done is like a joke unto itself. He's kind of
I
like
know.
Homer Simpson, you know, he's just like tripping over himself at every minute. But
All right. Well, because you made the time to join us today, are there any shows that you want to promote and have people go see you live?
I'll say I'm producing a show at the Cedarburg Arts Center, and it's a monthly show, and the people up there are fantastic. So it's March 11th is the next one. So Cedarburg Cultural Arts Center, they've got a huge space, and we're bringing in like the funniest people from the Milwaukee area and beyond. And so the ladies who run that show, a shout out to them. They're awesome. Go check out that
All right.
space and that show.
Absolutely. Send me the link and I will add it to the show notes. Thank you so much for joining us, Ryan. You were hilarious as usual.
All right, take care.